Welcome to the Speed Video Pit Pass, brought to you by Horsepower Wars, and we're here today with Ryan Schnitz and Cecil Towner of HTP Performance. Taking a look here, of course, these were the first gentlemen to run in the sixes on a Pro Street bike. It's been about 7 years now. That was on a nitrous oxide-equipped Hayabusa. They have changed up their game for this weekend and this season with a brand new GSXR 1000 Turbo. Thank you, Cecil. And here is the machine. We saw this machine run a 662 at 217 miles per hour yesterday here at the World Cup Finals. And what's really unique about this machine in terms of what we typically see in this class is it's not a Hayabusa, it is a GSXR 1000, a much smaller bike overall, the engine formula of course being very different. And here's Cecil Towner, the head cheese at HTP, and Ryan Schnitz. And Cecil, as a rule, how much lighter is a GSXR 1000 than a Hayabusa in race-ready form?
In race-ready form, we're about 100 pounds.
100 pounds. Now, just so you know, folks, 100 pounds on a drag bike is the difference between, well, night and day. All the things that get a drag bike going down the track, weight is one of the most important factors. So, but of course, they also give up, what, about 400 cc's of engine for that?
Every bit of that. Yeah, we're 990 cc's.
990 cc's.
Yeah, 1,000 cc's.
So dead on 1 liter. So now we're at 662. Of course, here's the rider, Ryan Schnitz, and again, congratulations on that number yesterday.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about how it felt.
It felt great. You know, it was a really, really smooth pass. Definitely didn't think it was a 62. I thought maybe a 70, 68, something like that compared to what we've been with it before. It's still a relatively new bike, so judging, you know, how fast it is compared to a typical pass is something we're still getting used to, but it's definitely felt smooth, and hopefully we can improve on it.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that you can. Of course, right now the world record is 661, held by our friends over there at Williford Racing, so you're just so close to being the quickest bike out here. Of course, you know, the big number everybody's waiting for is at 650. What have there been, about half a dozen bikes in the 660s so far?
Yeah, about 5 or 6, you know, and split between different sized riders as well. You've got really big riders, really small riders, and different combinations now too. So the class is tight. It's a tight class for the different combinations. So, you know, the rules are working well for everybody. And with the weather today and this weekend, definitely the air should be there to be able to run a 650. Our job to kind of keep it to the ground and make sure we keep both tires planted and try to do that.
Absolutely. And of course, what Ryan alludes to is the Pro Street class is filled with a variety of different combinations and rider weights. Great effort by the racing organizations to keep parity among all these different styles. We've got supercharged bikes, we've got turbocharged bikes, we've got nitrous bikes, we've got liter bikes, 1 liter bikes, we've got 1,500 cc Hayabusas, and they are all clustered within this 1/10 of a second or so that establishes the top of the order, which makes the class absolutely fascinating because on race day, there's really no favorite. It could be a nitrous bike, it could be a turbo bike, there's even that occasional supercharged bike that shows up. But of course, the 1 liter combination that we see here with this GSXR 1000 has been only rarely exploited by racers out there. Of course, Cecil and Ryan saw the opportunity here to take the Suzuki motor into that region and draw new blood. And I'm telling you what, you have shaken up the class immensely with this. And I'm proud of you. Yeah. Oh, man, I really, of course, I'm a turbo guy from way back. I love seeing this, and I love seeing you get out of your comfort zone a little bit there. So what made you decide to finally go turbo instead of nitrous?
Well, when Suzuki came out with the new 1000, everything about it looked like it was going to be a recipe for a turbo. It's a shorter stroke, larger bore motor, and it revs high, so we went with Garrett's new G-Series Turbo, which was designed for a high revving small liter engine. So we just gave it a shot, and it turned out, I'm happy with it. I'm very happy. I'm very pleased. Like the year couldn't come together better than it has already. So.
Well, there's a lot going on there, and a lot of it has to do with just how much experience and capability you guys bring to this. And if I can get you to come over here, Glenn, just take a quick look at the turbo. Of course, here's the heart of the power package, and for what we're used to seeing on Pro Street bikes, this is a tiny turbocharger. Of course, the bigger engines run a much larger turbo by virtue of the class rules. So what we see here is a combination that is unique. It's outstanding. It's been put together by a very strong team, very strong rider. Keep an eye on this machine here this weekend at the Haltech World Cup Finals, because we very well may see the first ever 650 pass in Pro Street history. My money's on this one being the first one to get there. Congratulations, Cecil and Ryan. Thank you for spending some time with us today, and great luck to you this weekend.